Do you be goat? Do you be goat? Do you be goat? Do you be fish? Do you be goat? Because the goats do be goat and the fish do be fish. Do you be goat or a fish? Don't sit on the fence. Well, goat are of the land and fish are of the sea. But goat versus fish, which one do you be? Do you be goat or a fish? Meh. Do you be goat or a fish? Because the goats do be goat and the fish do be fish. Do you be goat or a fish? Don't sit on the fence. Now repeat after goat versus fish. Doobie 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 doobie. A doobie goat, doobie goat, doobie goat, doobie goat, or doobie fish, a doobie goat or a fish, because the goats do be goat and the fish do be fish. Do you be goat or a fish? Don't sit on the fence. Well, goat versus fish came up to me and said, a goat or a fish, which one do you be? Do you be goat or a fish? 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 Because the goats do be goat and the fish do be fish. Do you be goat or a fish? Don't sit on the fence.
Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish.
Because the goats do be goat and the fish do be fish. The medieval man sitter sits on the fence. But the goats do be goat and the fish do be fish. Do you be goat or a fish?
Celebration and welcome to the congregation of Goat versus Fish. It's Goat versus Fish Thursday. And Goat versus Fish will be going on the Uncle Joe Show's Twitch Squares. But whether you have scales or whether you have hairs, Goat vs. Fish thought that we would give you a little pre-versus of Goat vs. Fish. Aww. Because we know you miss Goat vs. Fish. We know you miss Goat vs. Fish. So let's give it up for Goat vs. Fish. Let's give it up for Goat vs. Fish. 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 Fish, 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 goat, 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 fish, goat, fish, goat, fish, goat, fish, goat, burp, burp, burp. Goat versus fish. It's Goat versus Fish. It's Goat versus Fish. It's Goat versus Fish. Welcome back to Goat versus Fish. Here comes 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 goat versus fish. Hey. Here's the muted goat versus fish. The ever muted goat versus fish. You're going nuts, goat versus fish. You're going nuts, goat versus fish. By the power of goat versus fish. By the power of goat versus fish. Free! Goat versus fish. Now there's nothing between you and goat versus fish. There is nothing between you and goat versus fish. What, you think there's a screen between you and goat versus fish? You think there's an internet connection between you and goat versus fish? You think that there's a fence between you and goat versus fish? There is nothing between you and goat versus fish. There is nothing between you and goat versus fish. Goat versus fish is in your face. Goat versus fish is in your personal space. Ever closer comes goat versus fish. Ever closer comes goat versus fish. Ever closer comes goat versus fish. Goat versus fish is here. Goat versus fish is here, whispering sweet verses in your ear. Goat versus fish. Are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Whispering, the whispering ASMR verses of goat versus fish. The whispering ASMR verses of goat versus fish. Celebration. Celebration, celebration, celebration. Let's look at the chat of goat versus fish. Let's look at the... Hey, where's goat versus fish? Let's look at the Twitch chat of goat versus fish, but do not despair. We'll read the YouTube verses as well. We'll read the YouTube verses as well. Bring back goat versus fish. Bring back goat versus fish. Bring back goat versus fish. We said bring back goat versus fish. There's goat versus fish. Yes, we brought back goat versus fish. We brought back goat versus fish. Let's have a look at these verses. Let's have a look at these verses here. We've got fish. We've got TMLZ Rules, who said fish. We got Prue Lawrence, who says don't sit on the fence. Bunny Steel Stephanie says hi Bunny Steel Stephanie. Brittany Fishy is dancing and prancing to fish. That's double fish. Brittany Fishy. We like anyone with fish in the name, with goat in the name. That's dedication. That's commitment to goat versus fish. That's commitment to the congregation of goat versus fish. Yes, we are building the temple of goat versus fish. We're building the temple of goat versus fish in Encino, Los Angeles, California. We're building the temple of goat versus fish. And we will invitation all of you to the consecration of the congregation of the celebration of the consecration of the congregation of goat versus fish. Brittany Fishy, Robbie Hamo 99 says goat, celebration for goat, celebration for goat, celebration for goat. We've got goat and fish in the verses. That means we have achieved goat versus fish. Once again, the promise of goat versus fish has been XXO Ahmed OX says fish. Celebration for Ahmed the fish. Celebration for Ahmed the fish. Or is that Ahmed the fish? You tell goat versus fish. You tell the ever pronunciating goat versus fish. Bunny Steel Stephanie goes goat. That's a fine versus. It's a fine versus. A steel goat. A steel goat. TMLZ rules with the fish. TMLZ rules with the fish. Tatum 44 with I am fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. You're learning goat versus fish. We love this versus. Goat versus fish. You haven't seen a live living stream of goat versus fish for 3 million weeks. And we return and we return. And what do we find? We find that you're all here and you have not left goat versus fish behind. You're saying fish. You're saying goat. You haven't skipped a verses. You haven't skipped a verses. Everyone who's here with goat versus fish, you are the true versers of goat versus fish. The universe belongs to you. If you're here, and if you're not, then get fenced. You should be here with goat versus fish. Rami says goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Russell Restbrook says, tally me up, one for the fish, count my votes for fish, count my votes for fish. Well, we're just having a little conversation here with goat versus fish, but we'll count the goat and the fish. We'll count the goat and the fish. Shall we count the goat and the fish? We should count the goat and the fish. It's time to count the goat and the fish. What's goat versus fish? It's time to count the goat and the fish. It's time to count the goat and the fish. Pay out in 420. Subscription. Celebration for the Viking subscription to Goat vs. Fish. The Vikings, they love Goat vs. Fish. Great conquerors such as the Vikings love Goat vs. Fish. And Rami Goat says goat. Rami Goat says goat. AV Gas says, I have not been here in a few years, but I say fish. Welcome back, AV Gas, to Goat vs. Fish. A few minutes, a few seconds, a few months, a few years. It's all the same to Goat vs. Fish. It's all the same to Goat vs. Fish. Fatality says, I can't wait for the day someone asks me about my Goat vs. Fish shirt and what it means. Well, you just need to wear it more often. Wear it always. Always wear your Goat vs. Fish shirt and puff out your breast proudly and loudly. Say, look at my shirt. Why don't you hold a sign that says, look at my shirt? And then they look at your shirt. And it says, ask me about my shirt. That would be a shirt. A shirt that says, ask me about my shirt. And Fixen Norse Viking also says goat. We've got a Viking who's a goat in the chat. Oh, my verses. We've got a Viking who's fish in the congregation. We've got a Viking who's goat. It's Viking versus Viking on Goat versus Fish. It's Viking versus Viking on Goat versus Fish. 99 LSD OCD says, Lasso Mrs. 999 is also goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for Mrs. Goat, for Mrs. 999 goat. Look at my verses. Look. Look at my verses. Look at my verses. Look at my verses. So Goat vs. Fish will be going on the Uncle Joe show. The Uncle Joe show for Twitch Squares. It's the triumphant return of Goat vs. Fish on Twitch Squares. Goat vs. Fish is putting a link in the YouTube chat as well. This versus will only be on Twitch, and it's going to be coming up soon. So Goat vs. Fish is going to go in, and we're going to just check once again. Do they need Goat vs. Fish by 6 or 6:30? We think by 6:30 they need Goat vs. Fish. The versus starts at 7. Uncle Joe is fantastic. Well, Uncle Joe is a subsidiary of Goat vs. Fish. We have the evidence. We have the evidence. So let's have a look at Goat vs. Fish. Let's have a look at the information. Goat vs. Fish. Checking once more in the DMs. In the DMs. Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. 6:30 PST tech check. 6:30. Wow, that means we have a whole 45 minutes of Goat vs. Fish before the tech test of Goat vs. Fish. Before the tech test of Goat vs. Fish. So why don't we plug in some musications? A versus for Goat. Bunny Steel Stephanie with a versus for Goat. With a versus for Goat. 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 It's a versus for Goat. It's a versus for Goat. Celebration for Goat. Celebration for Goat. Goat, 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 goat. Let's get some goats. Let's get some goats in the verses. Or if you're a fish, you can say boo goat. You can say boo goat. Goat, 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 goat. Yes! Glorious goats. I missed Goat vs. Fish. I too missed Goat vs. Fish. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. Have a look at this hydration. Look, it's just bursting to get out to Goat vs. Fish. It's an outie. It's an outie type hydration. Okay. Okay. Sorry, no flatulence from Goat vs. Fish. There may be some later. Do not despair. It's waiting for Goat vs. Fish. Let's get a song going. Let's get a rousing song of Goat vs. Fish. Did Goat win? Well, there was a celebration of Goat. There was a versus for Goat. So let's sing a song of Goat versus Fish. Let's sing a song of Goat vs. Fish for those of you who missed Goat vs. Fish. For those of you who missed Goat vs. Fish. Oh, yes. Oh! Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish is goat versus fish. And it is what it is. Goat versus fish, the mighty goat fish. Goat versus fish is a goat and a fish. and the goat and fish versus. Goat versus fish brings the verses to you. We promise the verses we tell you are true. What's goat versus fish? You haven't a clue. But it is something to do. It is something to do, and it comes from within you. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Goat are always versus the fish. Fish are always versus the goat. And it was written and it was wrote that goat versus fish and fish versus goat. If that doesn't make any sense, just please, please don't sit on the fence. No, 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 don't sit on the fence. Some say goat versus fish isn't fair. Some believe in the false verses of bird versus bear. But we invite goat and fish to our secret lair. Where you can see us on Twitch Squares. It's goat versus fish on Twitch Squares. Some say goat versus fish is a sham. Some say goat versus fish is a scam. Some say goat versus fish is just spam. But I am what I am. Yes, I am what I am. It's a jam! With goat versus fish for as long as you wish, and it's live on the screen. What does that even mean? It's goat versus fish, and the unity of goat fish. Celebration for goat versus fish. Celebration for goat versus fish. Wow, Mom, with 56 months of goat versus fish. Subscription. Celebration to Wow Mom at Tier 2 for 56 months of goat versus fish. 56 months of goat versus fish. What a beautiful versus. What a commitment to goat versus fish. If only all goat and fish were so committed to goat versus fish. So committed to goat versus fish. Yes, the temple of goat versus fish. Yes, the temple of goat versus fish. Fish by fish, goat by goat, gonna make this versus grow. All it takes is a fish and a goat and a place to ask around. Are you fish or are you goat? Fence-sitters say they don't know. So we ask 'em, are you fish or a goat? Till the fence comes crumbling down. Just the goats now, just the goats, just the goats. Just the goats, sing it at home. And now the fish, now the fish. Stage by stage, hole by hole, gonna ask one and all. Goat and fish, they are prone to brawl. There is no stopping us now. Are you fish or are you goat? Ask somebody that you know. Are you fish or are you a goat? Till the fence comes crumbling down. Till the fence comes crumbling down. Appreciation for your love of goat versus fish. Appreciation for your love of goat versus fish. Appreciation. 'Cause everybody's doing a brand new versus goat or fishy. celebration. No, you'll get to like it if you get off the fences. Goat or fishy, do the celebration. You do it if you're newly born or moments from death. It's easier than mastering your GVF. So come on and do the celebration with me. Just swing your horns and fins now. That's right. Choose goat, choose fish. Well, I think you're off the fence. Now that you have chosen, you are free from your chains now. Goat or fishy, do the celebration. The verses of the goat and fish has entered your brains now. Goat or fishy, do the celebration. The verses is a subtle means of social control for itty bitty pygmies and the big old souls. So come on and do the celebration with me. Jump forth, jump hence. Well, I think you're off the fence. The goat and fish are vying for eternal devotion. Goat or fishy, do the celebration. Together we are gonna start reversing solution. Goat or fishy, do the celebration. So are you goat or are you fish? We need you to choose. Do verses in the mountains or the ocean's blue. So come on and do the celebration with me. Are you goat or are you a fish? Are you goat or are you a fish? Goat or fishy, do the celebration. Goat or fishy, do the celebration. Goat or fish, gunpowder cash with the giant goats. Celebration for the celebration. The newest hit verses of Goat vs. Fish. The newest hit verses of Goat vs. Fish. Scott from Canada, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. We saw a request for Celebration Island, so we'll do you a verses. Well, there's a place we can go, oh, we fish and we goat. It's a place that everybody know. A Celebration Island. A Celebration Island. There's a place we can go while we fish and we goat. It's the place that everybody know. A Celebration Island. A Celebration Island. Hoof in hoof and fin in fin. Where do the verses end and where do they begin? In a celebration, who would win? In versus Fish. Oh, there are mountains so tall, goat can climb them all, and there isn't even any urban sprawl on Celebration Island. On Celebration Island. Oh, there are mountains so tall, goat can climb them all, and there isn't even any urban sprawl on Celebration Island. On Celebration Island. Make some noise for that mighty horn. Climbing mountains in the early morn. Vacation goat fur needs to be shorn. And celebration for goat. There are waters so deep, fish can go there to sleep, and the fence sitter won't even make a peep on Celebration Island. On Celebration Island. There are waters so deep, fish can go there to sleep, and the fence sitter won't even make a peep on Celebration Island. On Celebration Island. Have a gander at that slippery fin. Bursting through the waves and glistening. Chuck another one up for the win. Celebration for fish. We even hear there's a fence over there for the goat and fish impaired. Yeah, you can curse on it and you can swear. Oh, but nobody cares. The sand is glass and the air is bleach when you're sitting on a fence on Dead End Beach. On Dead End Beach. On Dead End Beach. The clouds are ash and the sea is stars on $45 for a PBR. On Dead End Beach. On Dead End Beach. $45 for a PBR. Goat and fish are just out of your reach when you're sitting on a fence on Dead End Beach. On Dead End Beach. On Dead End Beach. Appreciation, and celebration for Goat vs. Fish. That was some musication by Goat vs. Fish. Keep it going for the one true verses. Keep it going for the one true verses. Keep it going for the one true verses. Of Goat vs. Fish. Of Goat vs. Fish. And we're going to build a fence, and we're going to build a big fence, and this time we're going to surround it by fence sitters, everyone. We're going to surround the fence by alligators. Alligators are my favorite fence sitters. They're my favorite fence sitters. We're going to surround the fences by alligators, and they're going to eat any goats who try to climb over the fence. They're going to eat the goats, and we're going to turn it into a live stream. We're going to make it a great program. I think it's going to be the best. I think alligators are the best fence sitters. And we're not even going to ask them any questions. We're just going to throw them behind the fence, and if they try to get off the fence, then the alligators are going to eat them. They're going to eat them. Boo! Boo! Throwing goat and fish behind the fence without even asking if they're goat or fish? That doesn't sound very goat or fish. That doesn't sound very Goat vs. Fish at all, the Goat vs. Fish. Do you take offense? Do you take offense to Goat vs. Fish? Do you take offense to Goat vs. Fish? Too edgy? Is Goat vs. Fish gotten too edgy for you now? White picket fences, barbed wire and trenches. Appreciation. Let's have a look. Goat vs. Fish has some verses. We have some verses coming up.
Make some noise for the goat. Make some noise for the goat.
We have some verses coming up, Goat and Fish.
Make some noise for the goat. Celebration Thunder Tracks. Welcome again to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome again to Goat vs. Fish.
Come on, Goat vs. Fish. Get in the verses.
This is the current verses.
Get in the verses. Goat and Fish, we do have some verses coming up right here in Los Angeles. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at that verses.
Make some noise for the goat. This shall be a march.
Let's give you some information. Goat vs. Fish is here to provide you with information.
Goat fishing versus. Celebration.
Look, it's upcoming verses of Goat vs. Fish. It's upcoming verses of Goat vs. Fish as advertised on the Instagram of Goat vs. Fish.
Oh, my verses.
As you can see, Mondays at 10:30 p.m. You can see Goat vs. Fish
Are you goat or are you
at
This is the verses. Are you
the Comedy Store Los Angeles, the world famous Comedy Store Los Angeles. It's a free show, but you can RSVP. It's called The Ding Dong Show. It's Don Barris's The Ding Dong Show. Come see Goat vs. Fish, Don Barris, Mary Jane, and the rest of the gang at The Ding Dong Show, 10:30 p.m. Mondays in the Comedy Store Belly Room. Bring your friends along, bring your fence along, and get them off the fence. Goat vs. Fish. If Goat vs. Fish is in Los Angeles on Monday, then Goat vs. Fish is there. Next Monday, 8/11. Next Monday after that, 8/18. Come to the Comedy Store Los Angeles. See Goat vs. Fish. See Goat vs. Fish at the Ding Dong Show. And if you're going to go, send a message to Goat vs. Fish. We'd love to know. This Saturday at 7 p.m. Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's Goat vs. Fish returning to Scott Bluegrind and friends to rock you silly at the Good Night. There is no good or evil, there's only Goat and Fish, so we're going to turn that good night into a goat or a fish night. It's Goat vs. Fish in North Hollywood, 7 p.m. Saturday at the Good Night, and there's going to be free pizza! Come see Goat vs. Fish. Support Goat vs. Fish. Support your local Goat vs. Fish. Tuesday, 8/12, Tuesday, 8/12. The Weekend Show. Why would that versus be on Tuesday, 8/12 if it was called The Weekend Show? That seems strange to Goat vs. Fish. We're going to check that versus. Why would it be called The Weekend Show if it was... I hope we didn't fence up this versus. The Vandalist. It's called The Weekend Show, and it's on Tuesday. It's called The Weekend Show, and it's on Tuesday. If you thought Goat vs. Fish didn't make any sense, try coming to The Weekend Show on Tuesday, 7 p.m. This one's going to be a little further east. It's going to be quite easterly of Los Angeles, but still in the Los Angeles area. In Whittier at The Vandalist. Some say Goat vs. Fish is a vandal you cannot handle, a vandal you cannot handle. But you can come see Goat vs. Fish, The Weekend Show in Whittier. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Augustus 12th. And then on Augustus 18th, Monday, see Goat vs. Fish once again at the Ding Dong Show at the Comedy Store Belly Room celebration. Maggie LaViolence says, I'm 3,000 miles away from there. Where are you located, Maggie? Where are you locationed? Are you on the easterly coast? Scott from Canada says it makes sense because Goat vs. Fish is a very, very special secret announcement to make to you. Massachusetts on the East Coast. Well, Goat vs. Fish has a special versus to announce to you. Special verses to announce to you. For all of you on the East Coast who said, oh, I don't know if I'll ever get to meet Goat vs. Fish. I don't know if I'll ever get to meet Goat vs. Fish. I don't know if I'll ever get to meet Goat vs. Fish. Let's see. Let's look for the promotion. Promotion of Goat vs. Fish. Is it on this versus? Goat vs. Fish. We'll check the Patreon of Goat vs. Fish. We'll check the Patreon of Goat vs. Fish. Patreon of Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. Member Goat vs. Fish. Member Goat vs. Fish for Pessimist Productions. Pessimist Productions. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Goat vs. Fish. 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 Where's the promotion of Goat vs. Fish? Where's the versus? Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. Well, maybe we can find it out there in the universe. This is a big versus, Goat Fish. This is a big versus. It's a mighty big versus. Ah, here we are. Posted 1 week ago. Posted 1 week ago. So this versus, let's have a look at this versus. November 1st, 2025.
Coming to you live and in person, it's Deep Fat Fried with the Scorpion.
I can unleash the most disgusting, putrid farts imaginable.
Paul's ego.
I'm known as the nicest version of the crew, okay? I'm the nicest guy. Got a big heart.
Frey the Chaos Wizard.
There's too many f***ing humans. Enough already. Stop it. Stop your weird, perverse f***ing breeding fetish.
and musical guest, the God Bombs. This degenerate show can only be witnessed November 1st at Dingbats, located at Clifton, New Jersey, 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Be there or be fisted with a porcupine. You decide.
And guess what, Goat and Fish? Guess what, Goat and Fish? We have it on the highest authority of Paul's Ego, who was... Goat vs. Fish appeared on the Paul's Ego stream, and Paul's Ego appeared on Goat vs. Fish, just a versus go. We have it on the highest authority that Goat vs. Fish. That Goat vs. Fish is being added to the marquee. That Goat vs. Fish will officially be part of the Deep Fat Fried New Jersey meetup. It's the return of Master of Celebration, MC Goat vs. Fish. MC Goat vs. Fish will be emceeing the Deep Fat Fried meetup in New Jersey on November 1st, and it's going to be a spookity type versus. Yes, All Hallows Fence may have ended the night before, but we're carrying it forward. We're carrying Ghost vs. Flesh forward into November 1st. The Deep Fat Fried New Jersey meetup, they're going to add Goat vs. Fish to the billing. They've spoken to the venue. They have told this to Goat vs. Fish. They've promised to Goat vs. Fish. The Goat vs. Fish is going to be officially added to this versus as MC, Master of Celebration, MC Goat vs. Fish, hosting the Deep Fat Fried East Coast meetup. So if you want to meet up with Goat vs. Fish at this Deep Fat Fried in New Jersey meetup, then you had best get your tickets now. You'd best get your tickets now because we think that they might be selling out. They might be selling out. They've already sold about 200 tickets to this versus. So you should probably get them now if they're even still versable. And then we can say that Goat vs. Fish, the Goat vs. Fish sold a ticket, and wouldn't that just be Goat vs. Fish? Wouldn't that just be Goat vs. Fish? We think that would be Goat vs. Fish. Let's have a look at that versus. Yes, here we can see it appears that tickets can still be purchased. 106 versus American dollars and 99 cents. Why, that's a very fair versus. That's very fair versus. Very fair, very legitimate, very professional versus. And this is going all night. There's going to be grass of the land. There's going to be weed of the sea. There's going to be all the inebriation. Just don't bring any pointy objects or weapons. Don't do that. Do not leave your violence at home, or you'll be kicked out. You'll be kicked out unceremoniously. But if you want to come to this versus and see Goat vs. Fish on the East Coast, then consider buying a ticket. And Goat vs. Fish is going to... How much are the tickets, says Goat vs. Fish? The tickets are $99 plus $7 versus American dollars and $97 in fees for a total of $106.97. $106, $107 from Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish is posting the link in the chat. If you get one of those tickets, do send a message to Goat vs. Fish, and we will be sure to inform them. We'll be sure to inform them that Goat vs. Fish has brought someone. If Goat vs. Fish can sell a ticket to this meetup by the power of Goat vs. Fish. If Goat vs. Fish can sell a ticket by the power of Goat vs. Fish, well then, they'll probably just want more Goat vs. Fish, and that's what we like. We like more Goat vs. Fish. We like more Goat vs. Fish. So more promotion of this mighty versus, but get your tickets now, and see Goat vs. Fish live on the Easterly Coast. Satam X Sam followed Goat vs. Fish. Appreciation for following Goat vs. Fish. Satam X Sam. Are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? That's what we need to know. On the Goat vs. Fish show. Jersey has got better hot dogs than Chicago. Well, Goat vs. Fish, we don't need to make a false versus out of this. Satam X Sam says, I am Arab, so goat. Celebration for the Arab goat, And the Arab goat springs forward. Goat you are. Yo, found you on Unk Show, and that is just as you say, Satamek Sam. Just as you say. Are you going to be on? Are you going to be on the show? Are you going to be on? Are you going to be on? Are you one of the guests that's going to be on the Uncle Joe Show Twitch Squares? Are you on this Versus? Ah! I want to be on so bad. I want to be on just like Goat vs. Fish. Oh, I wish I were Goat vs. Fish. I don't know how to join. Well, you would have to get an invitation. You would have to get an invitation. Adam S. says, fish and proud of it. Proud fish. So now Goat vs. Fish has to go. Aww. We know Goat vs. Fish has to go, but perhaps before we go, Goat vs. Fish has something to show, has one more verses to show. Before we go. One more verses to show before we go. Let's have a look. Goat vs. Fish. Let's take this versus. We have one more verses to show before we go. We're going to show it here on Goat vs. Fish. You deserve versus it. Well, Goat vs. Fish, we should just put it in the story. That would be the easiest versus. We put it in the story of Goat vs. Fish, and then we play it on the living stream of Goat vs. Fish. So let's put it back. Let's put it back in the story of Goat vs. Fish. Once more for the store. We have been speaking about the temple of Goat vs. Fish, and we think we should give you just a little preview of how it's coming along. There's still a long verses to go. But this Temple of Goat vs. Fish is going to be very special. Make a donation, make a contribution to the Temple of Goat vs. Fish. Exclamation point tip. Leave a donation to Goat vs. Fish. If you donation to Goat vs. Fish, it will go towards the temple construction. And we're going to show you just how it's going. Just how this temple construction is going on Goat vs. Fish. We're going to show you now. You are doing it wrong if no one knows what... You aren't doing it wrong if no one knows what you are doing. That's a fancy attitude if we've ever heard one on Goat vs. Fish. A very fancy attitude. But let's have a look here.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't really have a
Here it comes.
clue at all.
We could put the land on this side, sea on this side, or swap the land, sea meaning land, or swap it, or even change it for seasons and stuff. So, but yeah, sea, land meets sea. Get even deeper on this stuff, but yeah, I'm down for this.
This is what's happening in the Temple of Goat vs. Fish. Let's play that one verses again.
We could put
As you can see, if you look at the patterning on the goat side of the verses, you can see that it's land. It's like little mountains of land. There's little mountains of land over there. There's land over there. On one side, mountains of the land.
Put the land on this side, sea on this side, or swap the
And the sea of the fish,
land, sea meaning land, or swap it, or even change it for seasons and stuff. So, but yeah, sea, land meets sea. Get even deeper on this stuff, but yeah, I'm down for this.
Are you down for this? Are you down for this? Stay tuned, tuner fished, for the continuing development of the Temple of Goat vs. Fish. We spent our first verses of the Temple of Goat vs. Fish, just pulling out rusty nails. Pulling out rusty nails! And removing dust from 20 million years ago. But here we are. This has been a living stream. This has been a living stream of Goat vs. Fish. That's producer Albamani. Make some noise for Albamani. Make some noise for Albi. But now Goat vs. Fish has an obligation. Goat vs. Fish has to go. Goat vs. Fish has to go now and do a sound check. Has to do a sound check with the Uncle Joe Show because Goat vs. Fish is going to be on Twitch Squares. And that living stream starts at 7. That living stream starts at 7. And we want all of you to be there. There's going to be a little warm-up, but why don't you get your inebriations, get your hydrations, get your consumables. Get some smoked fish, get some smoked goat, whatever it is, however you enjoy some relaxation, because Goat vs. Fish is going to be on Twitch Squares all this evening on The Uncle Joe Show. So let's give one more shout out to The Uncle Joe Show, because Goat vs. Fish is going to go, but live on Twitch, you can see Goat vs. Fish on Twitch Squares, starting at 7, doors at 7, show at 7:15. Goat vs. Fish, Nephew Network returns to The Uncle Joe Show. So let's conduct a little radiation, and we appreciation you being here with Goat vs. Fish, and we'll see you on the next verses. We'll see you on the next verses. We'll see you on the next verses of Goat vs. Fish. We'll see you on the next verses. Goat versus Fish. Who shall we do the radiation? Who shall we do the radiation? Who shall we do the radiation?
And fish are of the sea, but goat versus fish, which one do you be? Do you be goat or a fish? Do you be goat or a fish?
Ah, the Uncle Joe Show is live. The Uncle Joe Show is live, so let's go give a radiation to the Uncle Joe Show.
Don't sit on the fence.
And stick around for the show, and stick around for the show! The raid message is,
Now repeat.
we're going to say celebration for squares. The raid message is celebration for squares. The raid message is celebration for squares. The raid message is celebration for squares. And we'll see you on the Uncle Joe Show. We'll see you on the Uncle Joe Show!